wait to get her income tax money back. And then her name is Becca. And then she's starting up on June 1st. So she's getting everything ready to go, getting, all her baskets and everything all in a row. So she'll be ready to hit the road running as soon as she gets her box.
That's perfect. I like
I'm
it.
excited about that. Yeah. Yeah. Doing good. I'm working on Mother's Day.
Right.
Doing a live from 3 to 6 o'clock. So it's my normal live. So I'm working Mother's Day. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. And how about your team? Are you been working closely with them? I know that you had told me that you and Shiloh have been working a lot together, and that's great.
Yeah, we're doing. I think our team is really the best it's been for quite a while right now. Everybody seems to be in good spirits and working well together, and that is probably all you can really hope for. I think is happy, good thoughts and spirits, and everybody working together and feeling more positive about the company and positive about shipping, and everything seems to be smoothing out. So that's really great. I'm really thankful about that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd really like to have some of your gals come in here and get to know them a little bit better. I know Deborah pretty decent. You know what I mean? I could definitely still use some more growth with her. But as far as some of the other girls that are on the team, I don't really even know who a lot of them are. So it would be cool to get to know some of them.
Well, I'll see if I can get them to pop on.
That would be great, right?
Yeah. I'll be back. No, I'll just minimize it and then I'll go try to get them on.
Yeah, but I didn't mean it like that. But we do these things 6 days a week, so I'm sure that we can find one of those days.
I'm sure.
Hello, Miss Sarah and Kimberly. Welcome.
Hello.
How is your day?
Good. Yours?
Another day, another dollar. That's all I can tell you right now. I'm literally just kind of waking up. I've only been up for about 20 minutes, and it's been one of those bad nights of trying to sleep, and it's kind of crazy because once I did fall asleep, I mean, I slept hard all the way through, but I feel like I haven't slept. Does that make any sense?
I know that feeling.
And I mean, I literally slept for probably like 10 hours, and I just don't feel like I did.
Yeah, that is an awful feeling.
I hate it. But you know what? That's what we live through, right?
Definitely.
What is it they say, that what doesn't break us makes us?
Amen. Yes,
well, I got made today, baby. So how are you, Sarah? I don't know if she's working or not. So if she doesn't reply, we'll just ignore her like she ignores us. That's it. Forget her horn. Or triceratops. So does we're seeing more and more common faces in here. Lenora, I wanted to ask you, is there anything that you feel like you're struggling with that maybe as a group here we can all come up with something that might lighten your fancy there? Oh, she really left. She's like, nope, I'm gonna go get everybody in here. I'm gone. See you later.
No, I'm back.
I know. I'm messing with you.
I just minimized it and I went and tried to get everybody on. Well, basically right now I'm just super overwhelmed with all of the jewelry that I have. And so that's just it, but it's something that can work out. I'm getting ready to move into a boutique room here on the end of our house here at Benjamin, convert that into a boutique. So I'll have a lot more room and space to hang up all this jewelry. And I think I'll feel a lot less overwhelmed once I can see all my jewelry and get everything out. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now, is just moving everything over there. And so nothing really anybody can help with as far as that part. As far as the business and all that, I think I'm doing well on that.
Good.
So yeah, thank you for asking.
For sure. one thing, guys, I got to tell you, we got challenged. I hope everybody in here knows that. Those of you that are in KoB, we got challenged pretty hard by Sarah Henderson and her team Destined for Success. And I have never been so worried in my life, because I've been looking at the numbers the last couple of days, and literally, like, nobody's ordering anything. We've moved like 200 pieces in 2 days, and our team usually moves 1,000 pieces a day, and we're not moving nothing. So I'm concerned. Does anybody have any reasons why they think that this is happening, or what we can do to increase those sales? Because I'm not even gonna lie, I'm starting to worry.
Having trouble getting our third leg active this month.
Yeah, that could definitely
That's definitely put a damper on my mood.
And is it anybody that you can like name without embarrassing somebody?
She's related to Charlotte.
Oh, okay. No, that doesn't help. But either way,
No, it really doesn't.
No, but well, that's one thing I wanted to ask Lenora too. And Sarah, I know Sarah, I'm in one of her training groups, so I see a lot of what she does with her team, and fires them up to get them active. I haven't been able to focus on it a lot this month. But are you guys that are in the leadership roles, like Kimberly, Sarah, Charlotte, Lenora, are you guys seeking those numbers yourself and watching for you guys to be able to promote yourselves from directors to premier directors? And are you seeing those daily dashboards and kind of following how close you are to those?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
Lenora.
I just want to make sure that they're working.
Yeah, I totally see them. Yeah. I'm having trouble getting 2 people active on my team this month too. With the shipping being so slow, they just really don't want to buy anything more till they start seeing some stuff coming in. That old problem that everybody always has. We hear about it all the time. So I'm trying to just encourage them about, just the whole thing about continuing to order and blah, 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 blah. But so we'll see what really happens.
Now, when they say that they don't want to order until new stuff comes in, I mean, I know that that's like the first go-to that a lot of people say. It's like, oh, well, I'm not going to pay any more money into this until I start seeing the return. But they do realize that they're only shooting themselves in the foot, right? Because once those things do come in, then they got that much longer to wait before new things come in again.
That's why
yes,
I order
they
everything.
Yeah, they know. I've told them all about that, but you just can't force people. You can give them all the information, and then they just got to make their own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, amen to that. And as much as we try to train and we try to lead and things like that, it's extremely difficult sometimes, because we don't have that ability to make will. I can't make you want to do it, and that's tough, and it sucks for me especially, because like I know the fruits of this. I know, like, I've been able to taste the fruit, and when somebody else that's not quite been there yet, they're not aware yet, and they're like, yeah, one day I'll get to eat the fruit. But if they knew what it tasted like, they would be wanting to eat the fruit quicker.
Well, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Oh, that's what you say, Michelle, but bring me your horse.
I love that saying. Seriously.
I will put your horse in the water till it does drink.
I love it.
How are you, Sarah?
I take it you're talking about me.
You're right now at this moment. You are the only Sarah in here.
Hallelujah.
I know it's kind of an odd one being in, KOB and the only Sarah right now, but yes. So what's going on with you?
Still trying to get better. I'm still off work, and this is officially 2 weeks out of work. Negative for
Boy.
COVID and negative for strep. So
So you're making it up. I understand. You got to take a break sometimes.
I'm so like, I missed 5 days of my vacation of just laying in bed dying. And it wasn't dying because, it wasn't like I was having, like the stomach pains and the throwing up and stuff. It was just the chest cough and the headache. So everybody was like, oh, it's just allergies. Oh gosh, this is miserable.
Yeah. Well, I
I
sure hope you get feeling better, especially soon.
Oh my gosh, yes. And we've been I just spoke with Danielle. Danielle just stopped in from out of town. She'll be back out of town again tomorrow, but she's active. I think she's the
Yes.
first one. I think she's the first one on the team. I know I'm not active. My problem is I'm always seems to be taking a shower at the same time that active comes out, and I keep telling myself, don't take a shower, don't take a shower. So,
That's fun.
but
You have 24 hours in a day, but yet for some reason you're just gravitated to shower at that exact hour.
well, when you're so accustomed to working nights and, you tell yourself you have to be out the door by 2 in order to be to work by 3, like you wake up and you're like, okay, it's 10 o'clock. I got to take a shower. Well, then, you're like, oh, wait, I need to, wake up. I need to potty the dogs. I need to do this. And then like, it always seems like I'm always in the flipping shower when new hits. And of course, I've dismantled every last piece of paparazzi that is in the house, including my computer, which, I've been meaning to go borrow somebody else's computer so I can, hit new and get out with, some new stuff. But, living life in a cramped little trailer and, hopefully within the month, the paint's going on the walls, and then the next thing will be laying carpet down in our new house, and then bam, paparazzi's back on.
Exciting though, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. We were just over there. Like, all the holes are patched in the walls. We found the owner found the hole, or not the hole, the leaks in the pipes, and fixed that. So, the whole bathroom was pulled apart, and they're putting the bathroom back together, brand new bathroom, so it's gonna be exciting.
That's what's up though.
Oh yeah. And I was like, I got the paint picked out for the paparazzi room. I got some new busts. I'm like, got some shelves on order. Like, I already have like my envision of what the room is going to look like. We've got, our bed on order, our couch on order. So like, I can't wait. I can't wait.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it.
So yeah.
Well, hopefully you get feeling better. I'd sure like to see in your normal spirits.
Oh yeah, it was like Gary left for work, so I took my cough medicine to lay down, and then like I was literally like putting my eyes out, and then I hear the dogs barking, and then I hear hello, hello, and it was Danielle. It was Danielle at my door, so it's like I had to get up. And so,
well, I know that we don't always like to talk about work when we're not feeling well and all, but are you at least taking advantage and putting out your posts and scheduling posts or anything like that? Or are you just so like, just kind of milking it?
I'm just milking it, unfortunately. But don't get me wrong, I could be laying in bed doing posts and stuff like that. And so,
well, if you can help me encourage this team to get some of those orders in there in any way possible, I do not want to lose this challenge. This is the first time we've actually been challenged by somebody. And Michelle Egan is watching us because she's the one that said that put us with this team. So with Michelle Egan watching us, man, I'm starting to feel kind of like I want to make sure that we don't fall in mud.
So do we know any of her stats, meaning like how many team members she has? Like, you know,
I can tell you because I'm in her group. I didn't ask her how many people she has as a team. I know that in March that we had beaten their OV by 2,000, and then in April they beat our OV by 2,000. So it's mixed. It could go either way if you count those last 2 months. But I know that in their group, in her training group, they have 162 members. So
at what,
35.
35.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. I don't know if all those members are actually just members of her team. I don't know how she runs her group. She could have, I mean, I know Michelle Egan's in it and she's obviously not in her group. I know I'm in it and I'm not in her group. But I don't know if there's a bunch of other leaders that are been brought in there that aren't part of her group. I really don't know. But all I can tell you is that I can speculate that she is going to put up a fight. Like if we don't put our gloves up, we are going to get knocked out. You know what I mean? That's just the way it's going to work. And I don't want to do that. I'm hoping that we can swing hard. And I was really on fire with it because it was up until the point that I accepted the challenge that we were doing great. Like the first day and second day and even the third day, I think we were doing good numbers and we were on track to rank up. And then as soon as we said we'll accept the challenge, now we're behind like 3,000 OV. Like we got to get 3,000 or 4,000 OV just to get up to being back on track, much less beating or crushing any of these challenges. So I'm a little stressed out right now about what to do to get this happening. And I think the only way that I can do anything myself personally is by, number one, just reaching out to you guys to see how you guys can possibly help me encourage your teams and your people and those that are around the team, but also just pushing for new recruits, trying to get some more people to join our team, and right now there's a lot of incentives for I know that Marissa had something going that if you got a $499 sign up, that those people, there's some special perk for that outside of the convention ticket. Right now with convention being opened up back up and stuff, selling these kits that have the convention tickets are definitely going to be a plus. That free ticket that goes to convention that's included in that kit, especially right now since the convention tickets are $245. Basically, when you buy that large kit, the convention ticket alone is half of the price in that kit. So it's something to definitely think about. And I don't know if it's a certain way that we can approach it when we talk to people that want to sign up. But if you think about it, that's really honestly a huge plus for somebody that's considering joining this team, is that you sign up for $499, you're going to get a $245 convention ticket for a trip to Las Vegas free.
But I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. And, I've been, obviously there's like a Facebook group, the 2021 convention Facebook group or whatever. And, obviously I'm in it and people are talking about previous and past and stuff like that. The only thing that I can think of and what is getting to me is, they're saying that the auditorium that they have it in holds 14,000 people. And, there's over 400 or, I bet you we're sitting at almost 500,000 consultants. And, with Vegas only being at phase 3, and phase 3 for conventions is 50%. And I know that for a fact because we're in the same boat with being a hotel and having our conventions. But I just don't understand how they're going to be able to hold a convention and sell, you know, half that half of that is going to be what, 7,000 people or whatever it is. And as much as I want to go, I feel as though it's going to be another, new session where, when everybody hits new and new hits at noon, everybody's going to be in there trying to get a convention ticket. And even those people that, purchase that $4.99 kit, yeah, it's a guaranteed convention ticket, but it doesn't guarantee you a spot at convention unless you purchase it at, the time the tickets are announced.
Well, I don't know that that's true though, because I'm pretty sure that they're not selling ghost tickets. Like if they have so many tickets, they've got those places landed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not going to overbook it. And hopefully, I mean, I would imagine, here's the thing. This is what I consider is that 2 years ago when they had the last, I don't know what you would say instead of virtual, but real convention, face-to-face convention. Yeah, the last time they had the convention, there was approximately 300,000 associates, consultants. There was about 300,000 consultants, and it was a big convention and so forth. But that was the standard. That's the way they always ran their conventions. But I guarantee you, after this virtual convention that they had to do last year, and then this being their 10th year anniversary, I really I can't see them falling short in this. This is a debt-free company. So I would imagine that they're gonna put all the bells and whistles out for this 10-year anniversary.
And I agree that they're gonna, it's 10 years. It's a celebration, like they say, celebrate. But the one thing that I'm, scared of is, as much as I want to go and I do have the money to purchase a ticket, I'm afraid that, what happens if, don't get me wrong, I'm not a downer. Like, I am in the hospitality world. I work at a hotel, and when it comes to this COVID stuff, if that county backs down to level 2, what are they going to do? Like, here we're in Benton County, and Benton County is right now stage 3, and we're putting them pushed down to level 2 next in 2 weeks or whatever it is. So then our conventions go from 50% now back down to 25%. So, I'm just worried, that I purchase a ticket if I get a ticket, because, they can only hold 14,000 people in that auditorium. And, everybody's like saying, oh, well, it didn't sell out the last time. It didn't sell out the last time. I understand that. But, we're in a pandemic. I'm not one of those that are like, oh my God, we're in a pandemic. You need to stay in your house kind of thing. But, how can they offer 14,000 tickets if what happens if all of a sudden they back down to level 2 or they back down to level 1, or, we go in just the wrong way? You're talking, here it is May and it's in August. A lot can change in 4 months.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand, and I'm not saying that any of those points aren't valid. You know what I mean? I'm just I'm hoping for the best, because I mean, really, there's no point in hoping for worse. But I'm hoping for the best, and I'm hoping that I mean, Paparazzi and the people, the founders there, they seem to have their heads on pretty straight, and I'm hoping that they've made contingency plans, and maybe they may possibly who knows what they've got going on. I really don't know. I'm sure they meet with boards and boards of people that are working on all aspects of conventions. So hopefully they've got things covered in a way that me and you wouldn't even think about.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't they probably give a refund if they overbook and COVID does hit and they can only have, say, half of 7,000? Wouldn't they have to give a refund to everybody who couldn't go?
So last year, because of everybody that had booked a convention ticket and then COVID hit or whatever it happened, they refunded everybody their convention ticket in the form of, I think it was back office credit. But they still got their packages, meaning they still got to access the back office and get the fall line. They were able to still get the boutique opportunities and stuff like that. That's where I'm scared is like, as much as I want to go, I look at where I sit versus where some of these other ladies that sit. And, like Sheila in our group, like Sheila wants to go. And if that means if I get a ticket and she doesn't, she earned it. Dude, that girl's on fire. Don't get me wrong. I haven't put the business where I need to put it, but I want to go. But I feel there are more people that are worthy than me to go to conference just in my situation. But, I really hope, that there might have been an opportunity to do it virtually. Again, even if, I would like to attend virtually, even if I didn't get the fall line or anything like that or anything, it would just be the opportunity to go to the trainings and stuff because, give everybody the opportunity, even if it's $99 to go to the training or something like that.
That's probably something that they may not have thought of. And I like that idea. I think it would be cool if they had a $245 person-to-person, convention ticket, but then $125 for just the virtual experience and being able to sit in via their cameras and because I guarantee you they're going to camera and they're going to film everything that they're doing over this thing for their own personal reasons. Outside of training, they're gonna film it, and so it would be really cool to be able to get that digital experience for the 125. I would still pay for Sarah to have her one-on-one ticket, and I would buy a virtual ticket for me to be able to enjoy it from where I am, since I cannot go to Vegas. So that's something that we have a suggestion. If you write this down, suggestions at paparazziaccessories.com. That's a place that you can always go put any of your suggestions or requests. If you're looking for boys pieces, you want girls pieces to have butterflies, you can put those suggestions in there and they do read them. That's why we have, that's what pushed us into the men's line is for what I can hear is that, they were getting so many people saying, you need to sell men's, that eventually they started selling men's. I think what I would expect to happen though, is that if for some reason they've changed between now and August, when a convention goes, if they've changed the criteria, if, the COVID situation, makes it more of a risk and they drop, more, what's the word I'm looking for? Restrictions on it, limitations on it. I would imagine that paparazzi would probably do a lot like they did last year, and they would give you your back office credit as, the fee that you spent for your virtual ticket. But at the same time too, last year, you had to have bought the convention ticket to receive any of your acknowledgments or perks that you've won throughout the year. And Sarah and I fell short last year, and I'm going to tell you that straight up. Like, I'm not even going to lie it, sugarcoat it. Can't. In that last year, when we were not sure what was going to happen, we were waiting to buy our ticket because Sarah was just recently turned down, at that time, that she wasn't going to be able to go see Isaac, and because of the COVID restrictions. And once she was, told that she wasn't going to be able to go see Isaac, it raised the red flag that, like, well, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to go to convention either. You're right.
Yeah.
So we kind of waited around to see before we bought the ticket of what we thought was going to happen, because we didn't want to go buy a ticket and then have to go through the process of refunding and all that kind of stuff if we weren't going to be able to get in. So
go ahead.
So what I'm trying to say though with that is that if you bought the ticket and they do refund it, you know, at least you're going to still get all of your perks and all of your achievements and all that, even if they ship them to you, and you're still going to get the virtual experience. But I think that that's actually a really clever idea. I'd like to be able to, I think I'm going to type that suggestion in, that they should offer a virtual ticket as well for especially spouses.
Yeah, because in that Facebook page, a lot of people are like, "Oh, we're making a vacation out of this, and I'm bringing my husband along, and I'm bringing my kids, and I just need to know that, do they, if we purchase a ticket for my husband and my kids." I'm sitting there thinking, with COVID restrictions right now, and the auditorium only holds 1,000 people, wouldn't you want to feel comfortable offering a concession ticket to somebody that deserved it and somebody that's there selling paparazzi than purchasing it for your-
Paparazzi don't do it like that. But nope, it's an even playing field regardless of what. It doesn't matter if you don't do anything with your business. You're still entitled to a ticket, just like somebody that's busting their butt.
Well, I know,
Paparazzi,
but
yeah.
that's what I'm saying is like this year, like the restriction on it where maybe, yeah, I can understand husbands and wives do it together just like you guys. So it'd only be fair that, you both attended, but, due to limitations, unfortunately, you can't do this. But, it's just like, I don't know. I'm having some mixed emotions. I'm really thinking about purchasing a ticket, but then again, feel like I deserve it versus.
Well, number one, I think, and this is my own personal opinion, but I think you deserve it just as much as Sheila does. I mean, to be honest, you've been in this business for years, and you have a team, and you wouldn't have this team if it weren't, Sheila wouldn't be in here if it weren't for the team that you have. Sheila's not your own personal sponsor. She's through your sponsor and your sponsor to your sponsor, like she's down the lines there, and that wouldn't happen if it weren't for you. So quit counting yourself out, because you are important in this equation, and that you deserve that ticket just as much as Sheila does, even though Sheila deserves it just as, she's a hard worker, and she definitely is dynamite, and she deserves to explode with that convention ticket as well. But yeah, it upsets me when you make yourself feel like you're not worthy of it, because you totally are.
Well, it's so worthy of my business. It's just that limitations that I have been dealt with for this last year has just, from losing my mom to cleaning her house and then moving into this trailer, and then of course getting Riley early, and that literally getting Riley early put a twin size bed in my paparazzi office, which is the front living. She wasn't supposed to come early, and I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, and family wise, and again, we were, it's not for this Zoom call, but the reason Riley came out early was the fact that CPS is involved in her situation at her mom's house.
Right.
And found this out on vacation. And so I'm just like, what do we do? We both work full-time positions. We both work nights now. And the reason Riley was sent here was because CPS was involved in Riley's situation, because her mom left her there for days on end while she went to bars and stuff. So now we're in the same boat because we're both going to work at the same time.
Yeah, but at least it's a completely different environment, and Riley is in a safe place, and thank God that you guys are the people that you are versus where she's coming from, because especially right now, she's probably lost more than anybody, because not only is she missing that whatever she had with her mom, you know what I mean, but she knows, I know deep inside it's probably bothering her that, you know, she's changed your plans and dad's plans, and, you know, now she's got protective agencies trying to protect her. And I mean, that's, man, that's got to sink hard on a young girl, you know. And you know, you ladies are emotional, so you can imagine just how much that is to somebody that is, you know, at her age. And, you know, luckily she has you as the one that can support her the most and show her that, you know, times are tough and times are hard, but, you know, we have each other, and, you know, we're going to get through it. And, you know, our plans changed. You know, you are sleeping in my bling room, you know, but you're more important than my bling to me at this moment, you know. So uh, at least she knows that she has somebody that loves her and cares about her, and that will change and drop everything for her, when the person that before had that right and had that ability wouldn't. So kudos to you for stepping up.
Well, FYI, we're fighting for her this summer.
Well,
She ain't,
and there you go.
she ain't
And there
going
you
home.
go. And I totally hope that you know, that it works in a way that you know, will take her out of that environment. So you know, I'm proud, and I hope that that works out for you. And then once you at least know, you know what I mean, that like this is my life. Like, I have this kid here with me 24/7, and you know that. Then of course, then you can adapt to change for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not like I've grown up in that poor little girl's life for, when we've been together, almost 9 years now, and she's 11. So, really what she's only known Sarah and Daddy together. And,
right.
it is a safe haven for her to know that, it's not like Daddy's just jumping from girl to girl to girl. Like, the, don't get me wrong, Gary had his option. When I told him, I said, here's your chance to leave, when my mom got sick. And I said, here's your chance to go. What did he do? He stepped up to that plate and he took care of my mom for that 4 years or 3 years.
All right.
And, he didn't have to. And
Exactly. Hello, Miss Melissa. Michelle, did you say you had something you wanted to say?
No, I just saw a post on, I think Paparazzi page, asking people to only try to purchase tickets to the convention for, just hostesses. Try not to purchase those tickets for your husbands, even though or your maid or whatever, and even though you want them to be there to support you, because they are trying to make sure that every consultant has an opportunity to be in there, since they're the ones that, have worked so hard for this. So
yeah,
I did see that post.
Yeah, and I imagine it's going to get more and more difficult because paparazzi is growing. I mean, like, it's, it probably will at one point start to fall to where you have to be a certain rank to be invited. And I hope it doesn't get to that, because we all deserve to go to see convention. But at the same time, we are 450,000 people in, you know what I mean? So there's so many people that are like biting at the cusp. And here's the thing, you're going to hear it from all ends. So don't let nobody fool you. You're going to hear all of those people that, didn't get their convention tickets. And the reasons are not going to be because of themselves. Right. They're not going to say, well, I didn't get a convention ticket because I didn't get a convention ticket. They're going to say, well, paparazzi ran out of convention tickets, or paparazzi didn't have the space, or, I went to buy a ticket, but they weren't available, or, there's always going to be a negative spin to everything. And that's the part that, like, I look over. Like, I don't even pay attention to all that talk. I just look at the real picture, what the way I see it. And maybe the way I see it may be completely different than the way somebody else sees it. But, for all I can see and all I can do with this company, I absolutely love the way that this company takes care of us. And if they fall short a time or two, or they should have done things a little bit differently here or there, well, you know what? Then that just proves that they're just like me and they're not perfect. So how are you, Melissa? What's going on in your world?
I'm good. I am just packaging right now, actually, and getting everything ready for shipping. So that's about it, guys. Hi,
Sweet.
everybody. I'm seeing so many beautiful people on here. Hi.
Hi, Melissa.
Right.
Hi, everybody. How are you all doing? So
We've
what are
been
we
doing really
chit-chatting
good.
about?
Well, we've been talking about a lot of things, actually. With Sarah, who was just talking, she's recently her life's changed a lot. She's got her stepdaughter that moved in with them, and we've all had our moments here talking about convention and like concerns that we've got going on with that and so forth, but I want you to know, Melissa, that Team KoB was officially challenged. Like, we had somebody come in from another group, like we had talked about it previously. I helped her and she helped me back in the day, and so she was already a member of my group. Well, she went to Michelle Egan and was like, hey, I want to rank up, and I want to kind of challenge another team and see if I can like encourage my team to really push hard. So she went to Michelle Egan, and Michelle Egan ran the numbers, and my team was the closest one to competition for her. So she let Michelle Egan told her that, and she came into my group and she went live in my group and was like, I am taking over here. Like, you guys are sleeping. You're not even listening to your notifications. Nobody's here. Where are you all? Kingdom of Blingdom, I'm calling you out. And so she challenged a Kingdom of Blingdom for the month of May for the highest OV. So I'm here biting my knuckles, hoping that the team comes together and I'm not put in a dress or makeup or something silly like she's trying to say. So yeah, I'm a little nervous.
Oh, wow. She literally called you guys out.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
she
did.
put on a hoodie, threw it over her face, and like put it over her head, put her fists up, and was doing the theme to Rocky, and like it's on.
Well,
And
KOB
she
better
spent like
bring
5 minutes hijacking my page.
Some people
guys
just have
Um,
all the guts.
I actually have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Do we post the tiara thread that's going on for every 500 pieces moved? Do we post in the same thread as the first one was in?
Oh.
Because I don't see, it was like active 7 hours ago. I don't know if we're still posting in there. Because I know
Well,
it goes
I know-
till tomorrow.
Well,
I
Melissa,
honestly don't
talking-
know. I haven't. Go ahead, Michelle.
Melissa did choose one person that won a tiara today already. So I don't know how many she's giving out, but one person did win so far.
Okay.
So
it's every 500 pieces moved.
Okay.
oh yeah, that's right. That she'll draw another name or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we can still post on that thread then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
still post
Okay.
on that thread, and it's gonna go until tomorrow, I believe. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it was a weekend challenge thing. So yeah.
So yeah, like I said, guys, I'm really worried about trying to get these sales up, especially with it being a weekend. So I don't know if you guys come up with anything to help our team, kind of strengthen over this weekend. I'm nervous.
I just made one.
Sweet.
I just had an invoice paid, so I made one.
Awesome. So since we are coming into the summer months, people are going to be out and about. Restrictions are lifting. I want you guys to start preparing for that. If you are needing to get your stash together of your kids' pieces or your free pieces, your business cards, and all of your ways that you're going to promote your business while you're out and enjoying the sun and the air, while you're out there being able to meet and greet and be face to face with people, start putting that plan that you haven't been able to use for the last year into play and make sure that, you know, you're able to confront those people at the grocery stores or at the checkouts or at the restaurants or at the gas station or at the bank or the post office and all these places that you're typically running around running your errands. Make sure that you're carrying your survival kit of paparazzi swag, so that way you can take advantage of this time and hopefully be able to reach out and get some new customers, some new hostesses, and new consultants, more importantly than anything. And again, I just want to reiterate and remind you guys that if you have somebody that's interested in joining your team and, you know, they haven't said no, let's just say that, you know, they don't necessarily have to say, yeah, I want to join your team, but they're just, you know, they haven't said no. You feel free to invite them as a guest into one of our training sessions like this. And, you know, I said it quite a few times, but I love saying it so that you guys see the power in it, that if you invite them into these sessions, we want to slowly kind of break them in. We want to ask them what their name is, and then we want to continue doing some regular training talk, and then we'll ask them another question, and then we'll continue doing training talk, and we'll ask them, you know, for their feedback and so forth. But we'll get them involved as part of a training before they're even signed up. And hopefully what I'm hoping that that's going to do is it's going to encourage those people to see that once they do sign up, that, you know, we have our stuff together. We are going to help make sure that they get their answers, and that they don't need to come into these things with you, as long as they come into them, period. You know, like, I think that's a big plus. You know, recently Liz just joined our team, and she came into one of these Zoom conferences and hung out with us, and we let her ask her questions, and we answered them all. And luckily it showed her that, well, okay, so they're saying all the exact same things that Chris and Sarah had said. So, you know, I feel like now I can trust that. You know, we all have to understand that when it comes to your money, and we all know how that is, when it comes to your money and putting your money out there, like, it's not an easy decision for a lot of people, you know. And so the more that they feel comfortable that their money is going to go to support what they want it to support, then it's just that much easier for them to be able to let loose of it. So out of everybody that's in here right now, who feels like they have the closest person ready to sign up? Anybody have anybody that you feel like is just like, they're so close? Nobody? Then that means we got to start talking to more people. You know, I know that Marissa just had that chicken list challenge to put out there not too long ago here, especially if you're in a road to any kind of rank. If you're in the road to rank, then she's put out those chicken list challenges for you guys to do. You know, I don't know if maybe it would even behoove us to try to challenge each other in here and say, okay, like, you know, who's going to bring the first guest in here? You know what I mean? I mean, we can always make it like a game. Who's going to bring a guest in here, and let's see if that guest signs up. You know what I mean? Like, we could actually kind of like keep our own little polls and our own little ranks here and be like, hey, the leadership lounge just turned 6 people into consultants, you know. Just a thought. Anybody have any thoughts on that? You guys are just talkative.
Like crickets.
I know, right?
It's probably, yeah, it's probably a really good idea to do that. Maybe if they see the support and the support groups that are here for them by being in the business, they might be more apt to join up. So I think it's a great idea. But like me personally, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head to invite in at the moment that would really join. But other people might know some people, like I said, you said we have this challenge where we're trying to get people under us, and I'm not having a look at myself. but other people have. So, you know what? There's actually, Melissa's had a few people, that won't work. Melissa's already had a few people sign up, or I mean, some people sign up underneath her downline and stuff. And I thought maybe those people might be interested in coming in, but if they're already signed up, that's not a motivation for them. So,
Well, it is
scratch that.
motivation. Yeah, but it should still be motivation for like us, as teammates, because the more that we can get people in here and the more that they can understand what's going on with our business and our training, especially, the better off they are. So if they're just like, if you sign up somebody and then you don't send them the invite to come into this, then I think that it's just one of those things where, like by inviting them to these Zoom conferences, you're giving them so much more of an edge when it comes to training, because look, there's only one of you, right? It doesn't matter if you got 7 people or 120 people or 800 people on your team. There's only one of you. But when you can take that person and reach them out into places like this, that's going to give them all of that training. We've had probably 100 people coming in and out of these Zoom conferences since we've been doing them in the last week or two, and every single one of those people that are coming into these Zoom conferences are praising the Zoom conferences like, wow, that was really not only fun, I enjoyed it, but I learned a whole lot. Do you guys realize yesterday I was talking about wanting to do a paparazzi trivia day, and we didn't even ask one trivia question yesterday because we just got so into automatically just talking about business and talking about our businesses. And yesterday was actually it was a really productive live as far as I'm concerned, as in these Zooms go, and we were able to help a whole lot of people. And we had, when we first started in yesterday, there was 4 brand new viewers that don't normally come in here. And out of those 4 brand new viewers, and by the time we got to talk to those 4, we were halfway through our Zoom session, just because we were kind of going over the ins and outs of this business. And I think that that's where this Zoom conference is gonna strive. Like, I know that when we're coming in here on a regular basis, we're hearing a lot of the same things over and over and over again. But that's where it has to start. That's where these people that are coming into this business and don't know anything at all, like, as much as we know it because we've repeated it so many times, that's all fresh food for them. So I do think that it's important that we continue to bring in people that have never been here before, that are already consultants and not necessarily looking to sign up, because like the training library, with all those different links for all the different videos, like, it's so easy to pass that up. When we talk about when you're showing your jewelry and you're showing the same pieces of jewelry over and over again, and somebody might not have seen it, there's truth to that. Just like there is truth to the fact that I could tell everybody over and over and over again that, you need to be active. And you could still have somebody that's been in the company for 3 months go, what does it mean to be active? And it's hard to believe that out of 3 months of that person being here, they've never ever heard us talk about it. But it does happen. It really truly does happen. So there's a big break in communication when we're not plugged in. So it just goes to show you that if we have, if Marissa's got 850 people on her team, and only 45 to 50 of them are actively working in the training, then look at all of those loose ends that need to be tied.
Yeah, that's a lot, actually.
Right.
And being in the Zooms is always helpful. Even when I first started coming in on the Zooms, even though I'm not part of Kingdom of Blingdom, I really have been benefited by all the information I've gotten from everybody in here. So I can't say anything bad about it. It's all great, I think.
For sure, for sure. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to. Whenever I see a new face, I'm trying to send them the invite to this. I'm trying to get more people in here still. So, open this up to a little bit more discussion from you guys besides just myself. What can you guys think of things that you wanted to talk about that you keep forgetting to talk about, or questions that you want to ask, or just maybe even thoughts or opinions? I mean, the way that I'm being challenged with this other group, I mean, I think it would be fun to see some of you guys challenge each other as well. If like some of you that feel like you have a team, or maybe even want to get a team, it'd be great to, if, like Michelle, you don't have anybody on your team right now, right? Or do you? Well, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just saying, like, if you don't have anybody on your team, find somebody else that doesn't have anybody on their team, and then race them and see who can get a team member to join first. If you're a director and somebody else that's a director, then maybe challenge them to hitting premier director, and see who hits that first, and encourage your teams and build your teams to want to do that. Like, that's typically what I'm trying to do every day. I'm competing against myself though. Like, I know that I have 135 on my team, and my goal is to get 136 or 137. Right now we're at a point where we're growing anywhere from 7 to 10 people in a month. But eventually I want that to turn into 10 to 15 people in a month, and then eventually 15 to 20, and everything that I do, I'm trying to increase those numbers. If it's sales, I'm trying to get more sales. If it's OV, I'm trying to get more OV. If it's PV, I'm trying to get more PV. Everything I'm doing, I'm trying to get more and more and more and more of. And that's actually the kind of thing that we do when we're playing our video games, right? When we're playing our video games, we're trying to get more coins, we're trying to get more diamonds, we're trying to get more crowns, we're trying to get more rings, whatever the prizes are in your video game. You're constantly striving for more and more and more and more and more. Well, in this video game that I'm playing right now, it's called Paparazzi, and I am getting more and more and more and more of every one of the criteria that it takes to play this game. What's up, Kimberly?
I was wondering if you ever got any information on how to do hostess parties.
Like, what kind of information? Are you talking about back office hostess parties, or
just how to do any of them in general?
Well, I mean, the toughest part about that is that they're really not that complicated, but they're broad spectrum. There's so many things that you can do with a hostess party. Like, you could play games. You don't have to play games. Me personally, if I was going to do a hostess party, this is how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it doesn't matter if it's on live or if it's a person face to face. This is my thought. Okay, is that when I get everybody together, and I'm ready to start my party, the first thing I'm going to talk about is myself, and I'm going to explain how long I've been with Paparazzi, the reason why I joined with Paparazzi, why and where my steps are from the point I joined to now. If I started at the $99 kit and with a hope and a wish and a dream, and now I'm here with 135 on my team at a producer rank with some wonderful people that are not only like friends but family to me, and they're what I spend my time on. Like what it's done for emotionally. Bring all that into a quick. I'm not talking about like a 30-minute and demonstration, but a quick like 5 to 10 minutes discussion about Paparazzi. And then ask questions. Does anybody have any questions about that? If not, we'll get to the jewelry. And then before I just let them browse and choose or whatever, like I personally would have a collection of each type of jewelry. I would have a long necklace, and I would show some of the variety that you can do with a long necklace, how you can double it up, how you can, whatever you can do with the long necklace. And then the same with a choker. And then I would have like the different types of bracelets, the bangles, the cuffs, the pull strings, and I would show each one of them and what their quality is and why they're special from each other. The magnetic, the coil, and show that we have all of these different types. And then I would show the different types of earrings. So we've got posts, we've got fish hooks, we've got clip-ons, and basically show them all of the different varieties, show each of the rings. So basically when you're giving them this introduction, you're saying, this is the woman's ring. It's a skinny band. It'll fit sizes, this to this. And then this is the wider band. It fits these sizes. And then this is the men's ring. It fits those sizes. And you say that the one time. You don't necessarily have to say it throughout every time you show a ring. You don't have to give them the size. You don't have to give them that it expands, because you've pretty much already told them that all of these do, and that every necklace comes with complimentary earrings.
Okay.
And then once you've gone through the different types of jewelry, then you could start like taking requests or showing the jewelry that you have. And of course, a person-to-person experience is much more, open to you, because they can just browse and they can look at the pieces that they want at will. Where if you're live, of course, you've got to show them what they would like to see.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then again, like sometime during it, I would take a break or a pause, regardless if it was live or on live, and tell them like, is anybody interested in hosting a host of events similar to this one for your friends and family? If you're interested in that right now, comment this or comment that, right? And then move on and continue showing and selling more jewelry. Is anybody interested in joining my team? Have everything that I've shown so far and everything that I've done, has it inspired you to want to be able to earn money doing exactly what I'm doing? If it has, comment, show me the money. And then later on, when you're all done with everything and you're through your events, then you could go back and scroll through all the comments and find all those, give me infos and the show me the monies. And, and then you can break those into the categories that you need them to go into, to where, that, okay, I need to reach out to these people to host. I need to reach out to these people to join. I need to reach out, for whatever reasons that you have.
Okay.
And then of course, if you're playing games or, you're, there's so much involved in it. Like, number one, if you're giving away free pieces, they can get entries by going to your Facebook or your website, like have a laptop there and let them go to your website and create a showroom for themselves, because now that makes them a customer of yours.
Okay.
And then ask them to go to your Facebook page, your VIP group, and join it. And if they do join it, then that's another entry to win a free prize. Or, if you have a text alerts, join my text alerts, and then you can win a free prize. Doing those things right there are going to help increase your viewer counts. It's going to increase your activity, and it's going to increase your longevity in being able to create these hostess accounts. And trust me, a lot of you guys are struggling right now by going live every single day, and that everybody's struggling to go live every single day. But if you would work your hostess parties on a regular basis, and there are people in this business that have never even hosted an actual live, because they've constantly got hostess parties going on and they're back to back booked. Wow. Teresa, who is a member of Marissa's Elite Blingers, Teresa is booked all the way until late September with hostess parties.
Oh, wow.
And if you want to talk to somebody that's really good with hostess parties, I would talk to Teresa. I think it's Ridebecker, or I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce or say her last name because I'm not looking at it.
Okay.
But Teresa, and then I think there's I believe her name is Vanessa. But if you message me later or even Marissa, we could plug you into people that are doing host parties that can give you some tips. Just like you're
Okay.
somebody that I would typically send somebody to that wanted to do a messenger party. I know you've done them. I know you've had good success. So
Yeah.
you would be somebody that I would say, hey, check out what's going on with her.
Okay.
Joanna, what's going on, hun?
I just wanted to say that ever since now that I'm back, some of my note, I'm a big note taker,
Good.
and some of the notes I've lost, but um I've noticed that when watching rewatching the videos and coming on to the Zoom has helped me a lot also, because if it's something that I forgot or I didn't know, I'll tell myself, okay, you need to write that down, or this is what's going on with this, or this is how you do this. And I just wanted to say that I really am glad that I not giving up, and I don't plan to. And y'all have helped me a lot.
That's good stuff. I'm glad to hear it, Joanna. I'm really glad that you're coming in here on a regular basis, and that you see that there's things that you could still learn and that you could still do regardless of where you're at in this business. And I'm proud of you for coming back, number one. And I'm anxious to see what all of this information that you're getting right now and that you're taking in, because you said you're a great note taker, but you're not a good note keeper. So hopefully you put some of these notes to work and you're implementing them into your own business, so that way you can create that upper hand.
Yep.
For sure. Thank you so much, Joanna. And I love that every single one of these Zoom conferences, somebody, if not, more than several people, are saying that these Zoom conferences are helping them. So thank you so much. I appreciate the feedback in that, and knowing that, that this Zoom conference is making a difference in your business, because it just shows that this is something that we need to do.
Yeah, it really does help, even if some of it's repetitive sometimes, because when people come in like different times and different days, I find it helpful too, because it keeps it fresh in my memory. So that's helpful.
For sure. Any other thoughts? Anybody want to bring up something just random that we can discuss? I do believe that shipping is coming back to being more like normal. I don't think we're there yet, but I do think that I have to ask Sarah when our last packages are due, and you guys can probably check on your own, and see when the last packages that you've ordered are out. But I think that turnaround is starting to get smaller and smaller.
Yeah, I want to say they're close now to the end of April, like around the 20th.
That's great. That's great. I mean, it's still not where we want to be, you know what I mean? But it's 3 weeks out instead of 4.
Yeah, definitely. Just when they come within 2 days of them shipping it over here, so they're coming quick. I was supposed to have a box come in Thursday and Friday, and they actually came in yesterday and today.
Right. It was funny. I was on Facebook the other day, and there was a guy working at the FedEx here in Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
We have a FedEx, kind of like a retail store in central Stockton here, and they had a FedEx truck parked out outside. Actually, it was a U-Haul truck because they were paying. They're trying to get shipping caught up. So they had a U-Haul truck parked out in front of the store, and there were guys taking packages from that store and putting them into the U-Haul truck, and they were not caring at all about anybody's product. They were literally just like this truck is in the middle of the parking lot in front of all the customers in plain view, and they're literally like drop kicking these boxes into
Wow.
the truck, and they're like throwing them from like the end of the truck all the way up into like you're seeing all of these boxes just being totally like manhandled, and this guy steps up and he's like, hey, like if that's how you care for my boxes, like let me have mine back, and these guys are about to fight with him, and it was a crazy scene. But I swear, out of just a quick glance, I saw a paparazzi box in that truck. I
Oh,
wonder if
gee.
it's mine.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
Hopefully
just saw
it
pink and
wasn't.
black. It was like a quick glimpse, but I saw pink and black and was like, oh, look.
Oh no.
Have you ever wondered like how many, like when you see a FedEx truck driving down the street, I wonder if there's a paparazzi box on that truck.
There has to be.
You would think so, right?
Right? Yeah.
So I do think the shipping is going to get better. It's still going to take a little bit of time. What we need to do though is we do need to try to change these people's opinions on that fact of, like Lenora had mentioned earlier, that there's people that are saying, well, I did place an order, but I don't want to place any more orders until my stuff comes in. Look, as much as that's reasonable for a lot of things, you're basically saying that, like, I'm not going to put more money in the bank because I'm waiting to see if the bank is going to actually keep it. You know what I mean? Like, this is our money that we're dealing with here. This isn't just like, okay, well, I don't want to order any more tomatoes until I make sure that I'm going to get fresh tomatoes. This is, like, this is your money. If you're not going to order more jewelry, then you're not going to be putting more money out there. And if you're not ordering more jewelry, you're probably also not going live because you're saying that you don't have enough jewelry, or that the jewelry you've already shown, and you've shown it. So I don't know. Are you making excuses here? Or are you really trying to work with what you got?
Oh, they're definitely making excuses, some of them, I feel.
And I feel the same way, but instead of me calling it out and saying that they're making excuses, I'm going to put the question in their mind. Like, are you really doing what you can do to increase your business and increase your sales?
Right.
Or are you, or are you just rolling over with it and taking it, are you the speed bump? Or, yeah.
I get what you're saying. Make them question it.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, to be honest with you, we're in I don't know why I keep saying that. I've been, every time I say, you ever get to the point where you're saying, like, well, truthfully or honestly, or let me say this, it's like, I always tell the truth. I don't know why I like put that in there. You know what I mean? Because it would make you doubt me, first of all. Like, well, if you're telling me honestly, was everything else a lie? But I don't know why I catch myself, because honestly, I say it too much. But no, really, the thing is that a lot of these people are new. A lot of these people haven't had the relationship with paparazzi that we've had. They haven't experienced the ups and downs. They haven't necessarily enjoyed all of the comforts that paparazzi can give us as well. And so for them, they're probably used to being in a 9-to-5 type job, and that they don't get to think outside the box. They're following the rules of the supervisors and managers and the owners of the business that have put them out there for them to do what they've got to do in their certain way. But they're not typically probably used to thinking outside the box and being the one to make a strategy and being the one to make a plan to, circumvent situations that are beyond our control.
Yep. And some of them are not used to it at all.
Exactly. So that's why I think as trainers, leaders, and other consultants need to be able to pull that up on them, and let them know
Right.
that, well, we've been there before. Like you're right now, you're upset because your package is 3 weeks due. You should have seen it last year when Corona hit and we were a month and a half behind.
Literally.
You think you're struggling right now with ordering equipment. I can tell you right now that when you're telling me that you're not wanting to order because you're afraid, you want to make sure that order that you placed just recently comes to you first before you order more.
Yeah.
Then that means that you have no faith that your order is going to ever get to you. And it kind of makes me question, like, why would you even be in a business if you're still skeptical of the fact that you're going to receive your product? Like,
Yeah, but I guarantee you those people are probably not completely out of product either.
oh, I guarantee it.
They're only worried about the newest, cutest pieces. They're not worried about every piece they have to sell,
Yeah.
Well, I think we're all going to find out that in this business, you're going to hit the Debbie Downers and the negative Nancys. And every one of us are going to be that at one time or another. I know. I mean, Kimberly, you can't tell me that there hasn't been a day that you've questioned, man, is this right for me? Even though you've been doing it as long as you've been doing it, there's still times that me and Sarah are like, oh, there's got to be a better way. Like, I feel like I'm, banging my head on the wall when it comes to our policy. I say this policy all the time, but yet we still have people saying, can I pay you Friday? I don't know. What is today? Is that 24 hours from now? No, you can't.
Yeah. That's the only thing I say there's got to be a better way is the invoicing, but unfortunately it's just the people buying.
Yeah, and it's almost like with these Zoom conferences and new consultants, when they don't understand about being active, or they don't understand the shipping, or they don't understand that new comes out. I mean, they have to be told once, right? They've never been told before. And it's kind of the same way with our, so on one hand, I'm sympathetic and understanding because I know that, these are not only my customers, but, they're supporting me by coming to my live and ordering. But at the same time, I've also got to be compassionate and understanding, knowing that, this person may shop with more than one consultant, and, it may be confusing, just as confusing to them. I mean, I'm just saying it just might be just as confusing to them when somebody else has a 1 week policy, and somebody else has a $5 shipping, and somebody else has this and this and this and this and all these different things to account for. And this customer has to remember that, okay, you're the one that I have to make sure I pay within 24 hours. You're the one I have to make sure I pay $5 shipping.
Yeah.
You're the one that I have to make sure I pay. Yeah. So it's not easy for anybody. There's no set rule for it.
Right. So it's hard to remember for them who's who, I guess.
Well, and it's one of those things that
asking.
It's one of those things that, like, this is your environment. This is your world, right? So you know your policies, you know your procedures, you know when you're going to go live.
Yeah.
But we tend to forget to put ourselves in the person in the other shoes and have to go through the fact that, oh, well, I didn't know if you'd be live tonight or tomorrow or next week, because they don't have our mind. They don't know when we're going live again. They don't know. They don't know anything except for what they see on our Facebook Live when we post our Facebook Lives. And if we're not posting other events and other things that are keeping them interested, it may be a catch-22 whether or not they see me again.
Right.
So I don't know. There's so many different variables that are in play when it comes to our businesses. And all of those different variables are going to have like a potentiometer. It's going to tell you whether or not it's going to hurt your business or increase your business. And it depends on each one of those little variables as to where your business goes. And so, the best thing you could do is try to break it down and make sure that each one of those variables have that positive spin on it in one way or another. And if not, then you got to make sure that you have a lot more positives than negatives.
Makes sense.
It's just the way I work it.
It always makes sense when someone else says it.
Right. But the worst part about it is that you don't remember it. Like, it makes sense in the moment, and then when the moment's pass, you don't remember what they just said.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
I'm not right now. What were we talking about? No, I really enjoy these Zoom conferences because it lets me think outside the box. And every single one of these conferences that we do, it always gives me something like, "Ooh, I never thought of that. We should do this." And, "Ooh, I never thought of this. We should do that." And a lot of times I share it with all of you guys before Sarah's even heard of it. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm just randomly solving problems when we're in these conversations. So it just kind of comes to me naturally that, oh, well, maybe if we did this, that would get this result. Trying to think if there's anything else that that we want to beat that horse with. I don't know. All I can tell you is that this business is definitely something that is within the reach of everybody that's doing it. It just depends on how well you're building your ladder to be able to reach to the top. If you're taking your time and you're building a nice solid way to get to the top, then chances are you're going to do extremely well. But if you're putting, I hate making this kind of reference, but if you're stacking cardboard boxes up to be able to get to the top, you're probably eventually going to collapse and fall through them. It's like, all of these little fables and tales that we've heard when we were kids, they're all like life lessons. If you think of the Three Little Pigs, that's a life lesson story.
Yeah, it is.
Little Red Riding Hood, that's a life lesson story. Like Hansel and Gretel, all of these stories that we've listened to and heard of as children.
The Boy Who Cried Wolf.
Yeah, exactly. We just weren't at that time ready to accept it in that manner. And I think that that's why all of those nursery rhymes and those fables and all those things were originally started being put out, is so that you could look back at it later and say, oh, that's what that meant. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Don't you absolutely me. No, I'm kidding. So, anybody have anything else, or should we kind of make it a shorter one today since it's a Saturday? And remember, tomorrow we will not be going live on Zoom. I may be doing Zoom conferences for other people and other teams and other things and so forth. So, if anybody has something that they would like to request, if you would like to do a private Zoom conference, and you want to include me into it and have me, or have me, what's the word I'm looking for? Officiate, is that it?
I have no idea.
Well, if you want me to be the speaker or the host, but you want to invite a bunch of friends or family into one and talk about the opportunity or whatever, like, I'm open to do whatever I can to help us grow. Crickets. So Michelle, Sarah, Joanna, Charlotte, do you guys have anything that you want to talk about, or should we just wrap it up?
Charlotte's talking like you can hear her, I think. I'm in the other room, so I can't really hear her.
What happened?
What happened?
Well, I was listening to you, but Kim took away your voice. So.
Oh yeah, because she muted it and I walked away.
Oh.
Isn't
What?
she so nice?
No, I was mean. Sorry.
It's all good.
So is there anything that you could think of that you'd like to talk about, Charlotte? Like, is you and Kim, I know, obviously talk about the business back and forth with each other, but is there anything that you've ever wondered or want to know?
So the only question I have, how come there's like a personal, when you, a place for personal purchases and then customer purchase?
What do you mean?
Like when you go through the app and you go and click on orders, it says personal order and then it says customer order.
Okay, so what that does is you, as the consultant, if Mary Jenkins went to your website and she ordered 4 pieces of 4 bracelets and a necklace,
yeah,
and she comes to you and says, Charlotte, I had ordered a ring too, but I don't see the ring on my invoice. Then you're able to go back and look at her customer order and see that, well, that's because you didn't order a ring, you knucklehead.
Oh, okay. I was always
I don't know. For
wondering
some
that.
reason, she thinks that's new, and I told her that's not new.
No, it just gives you a way to be able to track your customer purchases through your website, much as well as your own personal orders.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
So customer orders would be your people that actually come to your website and order.
Okay.
Definitely. But I like that you're checking your work though, making sure Kimberly's got her head on straight, because there's times that I'd question it too, and I'd be like, I don't trust you, Kimberly. I think I'm going to go to the guy that knows it all.
Sometimes I don't have all my ducks in a row.
I'm always on there checking at the new things.
Speaking of ducks in a row, well, maybe this. Okay, I was just going to tell you. I don't care. So I went to Idaho and I lived there for a few years, and we had really nothing to do. And so my brothers were like, dude, you got to see this, watch. And so one of them went to the store real quick. I didn't even know what they were doing. They come back and they had this roll of fishing line, and they had this pork meat, right? Like pork fat. Like they literally like pork fat. And they cut these little cubes about the size of a half of an ice cube, right? Just little cubes of pork. And they put it through the fishing line, and then they would throw it out there into the water. And a duck would come by and he would eat the pork, and their body would reject it, and it would immediately spit it back out the other end, and it would be attached to the fishing line. So then another duck would come and eat it, and then it would be, and eventually there was a string of ducks on this fishing line.
What?
And my yes,
That's
I'm
weird.
not even kidding you. I about died. I could not believe it. And he's like, watch. And he tied like the rope to a tree. And we left for like a while. And when we came back, there was like 10 ducks on that line of fishing line.
Oh, that's
and he's
crazy.
Like, and he pulls the other cord, like where the pork was. He like takes that end of it and he pulls it, and they're all like quack, 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 quack. He's like, now that's how you get your ducks in a row.
That's awesome.
Funny. Oh my God.
I couldn't believe it.
Too funny.
You know what, Sarah? Sarah, I'm a complete dork. My cursor for my screen was over your box for some reason. And so there's a little white hand in the top corner. I was just about to ask you what you wanted to say. And it's not you, it's my mouse. Shut up. I'm just glad I noticed it in time that I didn't say, Sarah, what'd you want to say? And then her go, I didn't want to say anything. I don't talk to you. I wasn't saying nothing to you at all. Yep, Triceratops. That's her. Carlos is here with me right now. So
Hi, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos.
you know what he did yesterday? He went to Sarah and was like, so you guys are being challenged by another team. So does that mean that and your PV doesn't count for that challenge, does it? Because it's all about the OV. Like here, he knows more about
He's so smart.
right. And then I was in the Zoom yesterday, and somebody was like, Kingdom of Blingdom. I love that name. How'd you come up with that? And I was like, my 9-year-old came up with it. Like he was 9 at the time.
I would have never knew. Quite clever.
Yeah, actually, that's how the name came up. He was like the Kingdom of Blingdom, and we're like, whoa.
I can see him saying that too.
We're keeping that. Not to be used by anybody other than Kingdom of Blingdom. Oh. So yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up a little bit early today.
Okay.
I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out with us. Joanna, I'm looking forward to hearing more and more details about your new branded, getting back out there and starting over again. Sarah, I'm anxious to see that you're active and that, you got all your girls working. I love looking at your group. See, and I like the fact that I can look at your group and see what you do and what you don't do with the girls, because it just, I know that it's being taken care of that way, doing good stuff. But thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out with us. Michelle, as always, I appreciate you coming in and chatting with us too. And Charlotte.
Yeah.
Appreciate you as well.
Oh, we appreciate you too.
All right. Well, you guys have a great night, a great weekend, and make sure you're still placing those orders even though new isn't coming in.
Hey, that's okay. I found some good stuff in the old sections.
Right?
It's amazing what you do when you're finally in front of a computer.
Yep.
I can see why they say the app is crap.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because I'm always on the go, so I always use the app. So I finally got to sit in front of the computer today, and I was like, I thought those were gone, but no, they were still available.
There you go. Yeah, and
I was excited.
Faster way to order.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys take it easy. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
You too. Have a good